All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special Galaxy S25 Edge live stream extravaganza. I'm trying to get some stuff set up here for the mystery box list, everybody who signed up. So I'm going to be doing that. Colin will be on in just a minute. So as people file into the chat, just kind of enjoy chatting. I see Voodoo, it's Mobiles, Big, Foons in the chat. Got a lot of people who are usually here for the podcast. I'm going to send out a quick newsletter or text blast to everybody to remind them that everything is going live in 30 minutes so everyone's aware. And then once I do that, we can get started on some other things. Let's see here, just double check this to make sure it's the right link and everything. There we go. And I'll get that sent out to everybody. Recipients. There we go. And send now. All right, so that should be sent. Let me post over on Facebook. Make sure I've got the right link for Facebook. A lot of logistics to doing the mystery box stuff, but still wanted to stream with you guys today. Curious who is ordering the S25 Edge. Okay, we got that posted on Facebook. Let's see, who else is in the chat while I was doing that? David's here. What's up, David? How's it going? Voodoo's there. MS Tech. Hey, what's up? Is Tech Boss? Do you know the price yet? I may know the price, but I can't disclose any of that for the next 29 minutes. But we'll find out in 29 minutes. I'll have a lot of things I can say in 29 minutes, 28 minutes now. So I have a lot of things I can share with you about the device that I know, but I can't share for 28 minutes. What's up, Victor? Laverne, how's it going? Paul, how's it going? Benjamin in the chat. Yes, I was in New York for business related to this launch last week. I was there. I flew in on Thursday night. I had some business on Friday, and I flew back on Saturday afternoon. So I just got back less than 48 hours ago to Phoenix, and then trying to get everything going here on the launch. Welcome in. Nikhil is new here. We go. Larry's here. Larry has been around here for quite a while. Robert, Paul, we got a lot of people in here. We're also dealing with a crisis at Sammy Guru because Slack is like not working, which is not great for any business. We use Slack for our team communications. Not really a great, really not great to have that happen on a launch day, but apparently it's being very annoying. Got everything? Yes, the links did go out in the text message. I sent out a link to the general smartphone page because that is usually the page that goes live like first. And so if you're on the text list, you got that link. That's the link I would recommend like using to start refreshing because usually it will go live here first. I'll put it in the chat too. Once Colin gets here, he can like pin it or whatever. But I'll have the actual product links at 5 p.m. Arizona, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I cannot share the exact product links because of my agreement with Samsung until that time, the time the launch happens. But this is the general Samsung product page for smartphones in general, so it has all the phones. And that is a page you can start refreshing now. I've been refreshing that page as well because I'm going to order one too when they go live. And usually the phones, like they show up here first, and then the individual product pages will show up. So that will be that. Yeah, Slack being down is not great. But anyway, let's talk about what people are looking forward to. Oh, Foon says if it's got a silicon carbide battery, wink twice. Well, I would say it would be a little weird if Samsung put a silicon carbide battery in here, but not in the Ultra. That's what I would say. Because, I mean, then that would be a huge differentiating factor over the Ultra. I would say I don't know that they want the Ultra to have any disadvantages to this other than just the thinness. That'd be my comment for the most I can say for another 25 minutes. But Yeah, I'm super excited for this phone too. And like I said, I will share some very specific impressions and some photos as well of my thoughts and assets that I was able to get from my time in New York when it goes live and when I'm able to do it. I think this is a compelling device that maybe a lot of people have underestimated this device. A lot of people think that it's just a device where Samsung is kind of trying to copy what Apple is going to do with the iPhone 17 Air and trying to get ahead of that, and that they don't really feel like there's any consumer demand for this. But I don't think that's true. Based off of what I've seen from the mystery box signups, there's a lot of people interested in this device. I'm going to open my soda, so sorry if it makes a loud noise. The Galaxy Ring. Corey has a Galaxy Ring. I have one too, right here, actually. I wear it on my wedding finger, even though that's not where you're supposed to wear it. I just kind of got used to it, and I bought the wrong size. I never switched to a bigger size because my index finger is obviously larger. It's not really. I don't know if it's. It really depends on your needs. It doesn't have as many features as the S25 Ultra, theoretically, because you're going to miss the S Pen, obviously. That's already been disclosed, so I'm not saying anything new there. But I mean, obviously, you're going to miss the S Pen. But if you don't use the S Pen a lot, then I don't really see it's not a huge deal. The one thing is, of course, you're not getting the third camera based on all the leaks that we've seen. Right? There's no telephoto, so if you use the telephoto a lot, that could be a reason not to buy it. I certainly understand people who want the telephoto. But yeah, if you don't use the pen at all, I mean, that's one of the big things from the S25 Ultra. And like I said, I can tell you guys my exact pros and cons list when we get close to the launch time, when we get there, 24 minutes, of what I think S25 Ultra versus Edge, what is really the trade-off for sure. Trying to check in with the team to see what's going on since Slack is down. What a disaster. Slack picked the worst day to go down here on a launch day, for us anyway. Trying to see if the people can read any of my messages. Okay, they good. That's good. I don't know. Anybody else planning to upgrade from an older device? What about the cost? Well, that's another thing that I can tell you in 23 minutes. I would say Samsung is smart, right? And they're not going to price it. They're obviously not going to price it above the Ultra. Everyone can figure that out. They're probably going to try to split it between some of the devices in the lineup so it makes sense and doesn't cannibalize any other devices. That's what I would say. So that's probably makes the most sense. But yeah, we can talk about exact price for sure when we get to the launch time. Let me go ahead and retweet this post I made earlier. And make sure everyone is ready to go here. Colin will be joining us today as well. So if anyone is excited about seeing Colin and not hearing me just talk to myself, that will be happening soon. He'll be hopping on with us. Put that there. All right. It looks like I finally got the text message from myself with the link. Did anybody else get the text message who's on the mystery box sign up list? I think Miss Tech Boss said she got hers, right? Will the Edge make the Plus models obsolete? Well, I don't know, because of course people who want telephotos, right, they might opt for it in this case. We might opt for the Plus, and the Edge doesn't have the telephoto. So I don't know. I mean, it kind of does make sense. Some people don't necessarily want the S Pen, and they may not use the telephoto that much. There are people out there who don't use telephoto really at all. So possibility. What's up, Obnov? One of our writers at Sammy Guru, the man, the myth, the legend. This guy cranks out content all day, every day. I love my writers. We have one of the best teams in the world over at Sammy Guru. I could not do what we're doing without those guys, because I can't write 20 pieces of content a day and make videos every day and do all the logistics, finance, and all that stuff for the business. So these guys bring it. Samit, all the guys are working right now. They're up early. It's like 5 o'clock in India right now, 5 in the morning, which is insane. Well, lots of people. If you want a thin and light profile, I think lots of people, based on the fact that there's a lot more interested in this than I thought. I thought when we put up the mystery box link that there wouldn't be that many people interested in this, but there's actually quite a few people, I think, that will be interested in this. So I guess we'll have to see how many people would buy this over the edge, but I think some people will for sure. So, um, watching Floss. Is Floss streaming? Is Floss streaming today, or is he? Are you talking about a video? I didn't know he was streaming. Yeah, I'm a slacker, man. I don't know. I need to be able to write 20 articles a day, do all the behind the scenes stuff, edit all my videos and all that stuff. So I don't know about that. Based on things that I can talk about in 19 minutes, I would say that's not necessarily true. Oh, I didn't know Floss was streaming the launch. That's cool though. Well, that's not great for us to compete with Floss. Luckily, I just do this for fun. The mystery box newsletter list and stuff is what makes me money. If I was competing with Floss to try to actually sell phones, I'd feel pretty bad. I just give up. But luckily, we have a massive list of people who are already on the mystery box sign up list. So, but we might stream just for an hour or so. We'll see. This is not a big launch. Last time, obviously, I did the stream because I wasn't at the event. I'm not sure what's going to happen in July since I probably will be at the event, but I don't know. Samsung's like, you're going to come to the July event, but I'm like, I don't know. Can I come to the July event? I don't know if it's positive return on investment for me. I have people who want to order mystery boxes, and being here might be more valuable than being at the event. So I appreciate that, man. But Floss obviously has about 10x the subs I have. So just from a analytics point of view, if I were doing this, if this was the main way to make money from this, then it would be a bad idea to stream against Floss. But this is just for fun, and then trying to do the other stuff while I'm here. Covering Google I/O, they didn't invite me, man. They did not invite me to the in-person event. There's the streaming event. We will cover a bunch of Google I/O news at Sammy Guru, of course, right? But I won't be there. After COVID, they like took away all the physical invites. Only like the top people, like MKBHD and all the huge blogs get invited. And since we obviously cover Samsung primarily and not Pixel, I didn't get a physical on the ground invite. I would definitely go if they invited me. But we will cover all the news, obviously, because Google is very relevant to Samsung, since Android is what runs on your Samsung phone. As long as that's the case, we'll always be covering a lot of Google news for sure. So let's see if anybody new is signed up for the S25 Edge launch. Oh, there's a couple people. Some people have been signing up the last minute. People out here slacking. They're like, we're going to sign up at the last minute. Why not? Makes sense. Just go ahead and sign up right now. Let's see. We got 340 people signed up for the Edge from the US. We always get a bunch of like international people too, but that's a pretty decent number of people, I would say. So it's not a bad number at all. So I think that's a pretty good number. The product pages, like I said, are going to go live at 5 o'clock. But if you refresh the link I put in the chat, you have a good chance to this link. You have a good chance to get the phone ordered early because they usually go live on the smartphone page before they go live on the individual pages. Did your son lend you one of his toys for the launch? I do have the Brachiosaurus right here. Yeah. I always have a couple of toys around the office that he gives me. I need to put them in the videos again, but Sammy Gru has grown a lot and things have gotten bigger. I need to be better about it, but I do way too many things right now. I always have a lot of stuff of my son. I've got a picture of the kids right here too. My two sons. There's my smaller son as well right there. This right here on the right there on the computer in front of me where my dual monitors are. So here's the thing. If you're thinking about the Edge, you really have to think about the one thing I would say, and I'll talk more about this in 15 minutes, is you got to think about the battery life needs that you have. That's the one thing I would say. It's no surprise because we've already seen the leaks. The battery is, and it's just thinner, obviously, right? It's like it's not going to have as good of a battery life. It's going to be not on par with the S25 Ultra, right? So that's one thing that you should kind of be aware of. Let me check in with the guys on Slack. I didn't. All right, sorry here. They give big discounts for trade-in. Well, I would say the discount's not going to probably be as big as the Ultra because it's not as going to probably be as expensive of a phone. The trade-in's always proportional to the price. So if you think about it, it's kind of close to the Plus in the pricing. So it's probably going to be pretty close to like the same price as the same trade-in values as the Plus. So if you go back and think about what the Plus had, this is not me giving you any specific information that I know. If you go back to January and you look at the trade-in for the Plus, right? It was around 650, I think, 650 to 700. So that's probably where you're going to expect the trade-in values to be. And like I said, I can definitely give a lot more specifics here when I'm legally able to do that in 13 minutes. But that's what I would say historically. What color are you going to get? Well, I'm probably going to go icy blue. It's not the same blue as this one. This is the S25 Ultra. The blue is not quite the same color. There's 3 colors we've seen in the leaks. That's already been leaked, so that's not anything specifically new. But there's 3 colors. We can talk about the names soon. But it's not the same color as the Ultra. The jet black looks great. The jet black looks great. I would say I wouldn't go with the titanium silver or whatever they're going to call that middle, the silver one. I wish they would have went with the white silver that they had on the Ultra because I like the white silver. What would really be interesting is what if the S Pen would work with the Edge? Wouldn't that be crazy if it was like an optional accessory? I don't think they would do that, but people would like that, right? Because then you could like have the S Pen with the Edge, but that might be kind of tricky because of the digitizer. That has to go on there for the Ultra, but that is something that could be interesting. Like we never know. What if they did that? We've got 12 minutes left. 12 minutes left. I'm kind of curious to see what this event's going to be like. Like, are they going to do, is it going to be very short? They're just going to do some video packages? Are they actually going to have people talking about various things? I mean, obviously, there'll probably be something to say about Galaxy AI again. They'll probably talk a little bit about the battery life situation because I think some people are probably worried about that. Yeah, for sure. Remember, you guys can use our link. Floss says hi. Tell Floss I said hi as well. Always love Floss. I got to get him on the show podcast one day for sure. Just been super busy and it's been hard to, as we've been building this. We appreciate that, Floss. I give Floss a shout out too. I co-sign his stream, of course. And not that Floss needs me to co-sign his stream, but I really appreciate him always. And he was one of the reasons why he's one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube in the first place. So I wouldn't have built Sammy Guru and all the stuff I've done in the first place. Boone, don't ask about that. That's a disaster. We don't want to ruin the mood. What quarterback situation? They don't have a quarterback. Floss is coming to our stream. Really? That would be nice. I appreciate that. If Floss came over here, that'd be crazy. We're waiting on Colin too. Where the heck is that guy? Let me check on Colin and ask where he is. What's this guy doing? Oh, Colin says he's going to be here in 5 minutes, but that was 10 minutes ago. What's this guy doing right now? 2 people said Floss said he's coming to my stream. All right. Well, we will appreciate that. We would appreciate if Colin gets over here as well. While this could be true, Samsung maybe sees this as a test of whether or not there's any demand for this product. And if there's demand for it, next year, we already know that they're going to implement silicon carbide on the S26 series. So the next version will likely be much improved, right? So that could be very interesting for sure. My Audi SQ8, I got in an accident last Monday. It's going to be recovered. Yeah, it's not completely totaled. They're repairing it. It's going to take a few weeks, but it's going to be okay. Yeah, I don't know how much you're going to be happy with George Pickens. George Pickens is not exactly. He was a very difficult guy to get along with for the Steelers locker room, from what I've heard. So, Colin says he's joining now, so we'll have Colin in here. Never really knew what about my car accident. Yes, I posted on X last week. Someone hit me from behind while I was stopped, and then bumped me into another car. And so it's not that great. Yes, we got 9 minutes. 9 minutes to go. And like I said, if you guys refresh this page, especially if you're going to, I agree, Larry, that would have been nice, the M14 display. We can definitely talk more about the display. There's a couple of things that people wanted from the S25 Edge display, so we'll have to talk a little bit about what is on offer there. Luckily, like I said, I can talk about everything that I know when we start at 5, when the event starts, 5 Arizona, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys start refreshing this link, this is the All Smartphones page. That's also the link that works for the mystery box. And then also the verification page is already up too. So here's the verification page right there. After you order, verify your order, put your address in so we can ship the mystery box. We have less boxes than usual this time. I have 500 total. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near 500, but I bought enough product for 500. So if we sell 500 mystery boxes for this, that'll blow my mind. I think we'll probably do like 150, 200 maximum. There's not going to be 500 boxes, but that'd be pretty cool if it happens. Where is this guy calling? What is this guy doing? Hopefully Samsung's website doesn't crash though, because this is a smaller launch. I do know Apex. Apex is a very great YouTuber as well. He does a great job. He makes very similar content to me. And he's a nice guy, though. He's a nice guy. I'm a guy who, if someone has good content, I'd say, hey, you should watch them too. Why not? New features. Well, some of the new features already been leaked. The new Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 is coming to the display, which should help with the durability because people are worried about it because it's so thin. And then, of course, the thinness. I don't think you should expect any crazy new features aside from that, because obviously the main point of this is to have minimal weight and profile, in addition to kind of also having other. Oh, that's very nice of him. I've shouted him out actually quite a few times in my videos, and I've also linked some of his content before, and we've posted and referenced him at Sammy Guru as well. The Z Fold stuff is going to be crazy. If I'm honest with you, I'm more hyped for the Z Fold 7 launch than I am the Edge, but I'm still excited about the Edge because I do think it's a compelling product for some people. But the Z Fold 7 is going to be insane. I just dropped a video today on the Z Fold Special Edition 6-month review. What's up, Colin? So if you guys want to hear, if you want to see the Z Fold 7 preview, go check out the Z Fold Special Edition 6-month review. I posted this today. And it's going to be great for sure. So, I mean, it's going to be amazing. The foldable launch will be absolutely amazing. We already have the mystery boxes open for that as well. Colin, you go ahead and talk about the Edge for a second. I got to set up a few things. Colin, how are you feeling about the Edge? I want to know, are you pre-ordering the Edge or not? And if you are, what color are you getting? What concerns do you have? Maybe in 5 minutes I can tell you if any of your concerns are valid, because I can say a lot of stuff in 5 minutes. So
about the phone, no. I might order one, but I'm having a skin graft tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes, and then I'll decide whether I
a
want
skin
one or not.
graft.
Yeah, they gotta patch the spot where they did the ankle fusion
That's
because
insane.
it didn't patch itself. So,
What is a skin graft painful? It's not that painful, is it?
so I had one
Or is it?
before, and they took about a 4x3 section off my thigh, and it wasn't at first, and then the next day it felt like rug burn, like I got drugged down the street for about a week. Like it was just like constantly being dragged down the street is what it felt like. Uh, and especially like because I couldn't walk when I had that, so like when I put pressure on my knee, because I basically just like crawled around, it was like it would like compress it a little bit, and it was like the worst like stinging feeling ever. But after that, it itched for a week after that, and then it was basically whatever.
I
So it's
see.
not
Well,
really
it
a
doesn't
fun time, but
sound,
it's better than the hole in my foot. So
you know, no one wants a hole in their foot. I think we
yeah,
can all agree
yeah.
on that. Hole in your foot doesn't seem like a good time. I
So
think we can
they're
all
gonna
say
start
that's
that
not a
tomorrow.
good time.
They're not gonna take mine tomorrow because they got to kind of like get it ready for that. There's other like stuff they have to do, so they'll go in and do that, and then like a week or two they'll hopefully use mine. But yeah, I mean, I like
It,
the only concern I have about the Edge is the battery life. I mean, it looks like a nice thin device. It looks like it's a pretty good form factor. It's just because the battery life is going to be kind of the determining factor.
Battery life could be a little suspect. I'm not gonna lie,
That's
but
probably
you
going to be
never
what
know.
would make me want to
We
wait,
don't
just seeing how
know
that
yet
is.
until we see. But the battery life could be a little concerning potentially.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely. I haven't seen the pages go live just yet, but I think Samsung's going to have the page go live right at the correct time today. So hopefully, because it's not like a crazy big launch, so it should be, hopefully a little more chill than the previous launches, where like sometimes the site will completely crash. I don't expect the site's going to crash this year, but you never know. It could, but hopefully not.
Never know.
With a
Might be a.
smaller um, niche launch, it should be okay.
I don't know while
Um,
we're waiting. I don't know if I think I mentioned this last time, didn't I? On one of
mention
our
what?
podcasts, the Stylus 2025.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the Moto
I have.
Stylus
Yeah.
2025.
So
Yes.
the battery life
Do
on
an
this is
ultra slim phone. How are you going to do a slim ultra though? The battery life on that would be even worse, because then it
paper
would have
thin,
all these features, and then also you would have to have it be thin. I mean, maybe next year with the silicon carbide, maybe you could
paper
do
thin
that,
battery.
but I don't really know exactly how that's going to work otherwise. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not sure if that's really possible. So yes, I will have all the links. It looks like the links pages are going to be ready right here at 5 o'clock. So if you've been refreshing that other page, they should go live, but I'm going to have direct links to the S25 Edge pages in about 90 or 80 seconds. They're going to be going live here. So get ready to add to cart. And if you're doing the mystery box, make sure you do our verification page. I put the link already, but I'll have another link if you guys want. It's going to be all over all of our stuff, of course. So you can go and find it and all that stuff. The text list will have the link. I'm sending it out via email, X, Facebook. It'll be all the places with all the things, so you guys can find the links there.
I dusted this off for the event.
You did?
Yep. I've been using the
What is
iPhone.
that?
What? This?
What is it? Sorry, I can't see. I'm on the other
Oh,
screen getting ready to send everything out.
S25 Ultra.
Oh, okay.
I've been using my iPhone because of work, so it's been chilling.
Getting ready to send this out to everybody. We're ready to fire it up. We're
Get
excited about it.
fired up.
All right. I'm about to hit publish on this. The text should go out pretty quickly because I'm only sending the live text to everybody who signed up for the list, the Edge 25 Edge list first, and then it'll go to
Larry
everybody else.
Larry sent me a DM on X, said we're waiting before I got here.
There we go. There's that. That one went out. Let me send it out on Sammy Guru. Let me post it over on Facebook. All right, let me post the link in the chat for all you guys if you want to order. Here it is. Link is live. There's all the links ready to go. Pin that real quick. Can you pin that, Colin? I'm going to go back to X and I'm going to retweet all the links. So I have that. Make sure everybody can get their stuff ready to go. Let me go down to my stuff here. S25 Edge is live. Pre-order now and get $50 bonus credit. You get a free storage upgrade with a case cleaning kit. This time you get a screen protector in the mystery box, by the way, and more. So you get all that stuff. We are having screen protectors in the boxes this time, which is pretty awesome. This is the first time we've ever had screen protectors inside the box. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully, everyone will be able to, hopefully see the value in having that. I sent like I said, the text also went out. Everyone should be receiving them. Let me know if you guys are receiving them if you're on the list. It's always tough to live stream and do this. Anyway, now I can talk about the S25 Edge. I think I've sent out all the links. Let me check in with the guys on the site and just make sure everything is good over here. See if they need anything from me. But I can talk about it now. Let me open up my photos that I took. I'll share them with you guys so you guys can see the hands-on photos I took. Let me go to present, share screen. It will be this window right here. And there they are. I traveled to New York, like I said, last week. And I got some time hands-on with the S25 Edge. You guys can see here, this is the Edge versus the Ultra right here. There's the Edge versus the Ultra. I took several shots of that. This is the bottom profile of the Edge. I will say it's incredibly light in the hand and thin. I was honestly very surprised when I held it. I think you just have to hold this device. So, if you're not sure yet, some of you guys are just huge fans like me. You're going to buy one anyway today. But if you're not, you should go out and check it out. There's a lot of these are duplicates. There's the Ultra versus the Edge. Again, you can see it's basically not half the size, but it's like, I don't know, it's like maybe 65% of the size of the Edge the Ultra in terms of thickness. There's the camera module. I also think the camera module just looks way better than the Ultra and the other S25 series in general. I don't know. What do you think, Colin? I really like the camera module in this after seeing it in person. I think it just looks nicer.
Yeah. Compared to, I don't think that looks bad, but I like the kind of ring around it.
Yeah, and I don't think the camera bump is actually as crazy as people think. I don't think it's as crazy as people think from the photos. The camera bump really isn't that crazy. It's pretty much the same, like in terms of how much it sticks out as the other the separate camera rings that you have on the S25 series. So I was actually really surprised with that. I thought it looked pretty good. Let's see. Let's go through the other hands-on I have. Some of these are just shots for the site. Obviously, not all of them are going to be as interesting. Here's the silver versus the black. You guys can see I have a shot. Here's the profile against the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which you can see it's substantially thinner than the iPhone 16 Pro Max as well. And here's a side profile, and here's all three colors. Someone was asking me earlier about the colors. I personally think the icy blue looks the best in person. It is not the same blue as the blue on the S25 Ultra. So don't assume that it's the exact same blue color. It's not the same blue color. It's a different blue. It's a little bit lighter, and I think it looks a little bit nicer. It's kind of closer. Maybe it's more white, I guess. It's definitely like a lighter blue for sure. It's more of a white-looking kind of bluish color. And I think it looks really nice, personally. I don't know, Colin, if you decide to get it, which one would you go for?
Probably the black one.
The black one does make a lot of sense, I think.
I like the black sides and then add in like a bright skin kind of deal.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
I have the stream up on my other monitor. What kind of glass does it have? It's the Gorilla
It's the
Glass
Gorilla
ceramic.
Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2 is the one that we have on this device. The S25 Edge is also live through the all smartphones pages. So if you guys clicked on that one, you can also find it there. It also has the titanium frame as well, just like the S25 Ultra. That's another thing they told us in the hands-on when they did the briefing. And another thing that I will say is that they told us in the briefing that a lot of their customers had been asking for a lighter phone with a larger screen. Now, I don't know if that's in the US or if it's in other regions, but they did say that this product was in response to kind of, consumer feedback. That's what they claimed. Of course, you never really know how much of that is necessarily true or not, but that's what they said. They said that it's in response to their customers actually asking for something like this. And so, that could certainly be true. It's certainly possible that it is true, that people have been asking for this. So I think there could be more of a demand for this than people actually think. I'm looking at the trade-in now. It looks like you can't trade in S25 devices, which is obviously that's really no surprise there. You can only trade in S24. The Z Fold 6 is the newest phone that you can actually trade in. Another thing that's really interesting is you cannot trade in, as far as I see, you can't trade in an S24 FE, which is really weird. Why can you not trade in an S24
Is it on the
FE?
bottom? I know sometimes those are like in the middle of the list
Oh, it could
for
be.
whatever
Maybe it's
reason.
in the middle of the list or something. I
They're
guess
talking
that's
about
possible.
they're
Yeah.
dispelling the rumors on here right now on the live stream.
Yeah,
The
they're
conspiracy
trying to
behind.
explain the Galaxy Club again in a different way. I'm still not sure if it's a good deal or not, though. I don't think it is, though. I do have an extra 50 Samsung credit. Like I said, you guys can get that extra 50 Samsung credit if you go through our link. One thing it looks like they're not doing this time is they're not giving any discounts off the accessories if you bundle stuff, which is very annoying. I don't know about that. Yeah, that's what I see so far too, Larry, unfortunately. Keep in mind, guys, the link is pinned. If you want to go and get the mystery box through us, it's there. So you guys can go and do that. You can verify your order. The verification form is already available as well. I can link the verification form too. I don't think anyone has filled out the verification form yet. So let me share it. A lot of people usually fill this out, obviously, after they get their order in. It takes a minute to go back and do that. Here's the verification form. If people order through our link and you want to verify the mystery box, it is set up, so you can go through and do that now. I'm trying to order my device as well. I'm going to get icy blue. I thought about the black, but I'm going to do the blue. Of course, I have two-factor verification, so I have to do that silliness as well to get my device. Let me go in and do that real quick. And you have to type in a code with Samsung, which is annoying. All right, let me do that. Oh, I have a bunch of Samsung reward points I can use. That's pretty awesome. I should be able to use all these Samsung reward points, which is nice. Let's see. Let's see how many Samsung reward points I have. Let me know if other people are getting in. I'm curious if other people are getting in. I have $170 in Samsung reward points. That's a certified win right there. We'll take it. We
All
like
them
it.
phones you bought.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's from all the other phones I bought. Exactly. It's not like I got these for free or anything. These are points that I got from the phones I bought in January. So, and also all the phones that I buy for the giveaway winners and all that other stuff. So, $170 in reward points is pretty good, though. It looks like it's about $519 for me after my discount, my education discount too, because I still have that on there from the fact that I was a professor, so that's nice. Get that little discount going. I always like that for sure. All right, let's go ahead and place that. Get my order in. You do get the free storage upgrade, which is awesome. You got that 512 gig for the price of 256, which I think is awesome. I will say, people wanted to hear about battery life, so I played with this during the hands-on, and here's some more pictures of the black. You guys can see that. I played with it for a while during the hands-on while I was getting all my photos and everything. You can see there the S25 Ultra, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and the Edge. The battery did drop like 4% while I did like 10 minutes of just doing regular stuff. That doesn't really make me super confident. The Samsung rep also told us that it basically gets the same battery life as the base model S25 which is not great. The base S25 is the small one. Yes, log mode is on there. I actually took a picture of that as well in here. I don't know if you guys saw. It's right here. Log is here in the Galaxy S25 Edge. Now, one other thing that I know a lot of people ask me about, I'm trying to multitask here, answer questions, and do all the other things as well. Get the mystery boxes set. We have to make money, otherwise we can't do this. That's just a fact of life. And also, we don't run ads on the website, right? So give us a little bit of credit. We don't run crazy pop-up ads, so we got to do something. But there's no anti-glare coating on the display, and
That sucks.
that's a big downside for me.
I wonder if the ceramic has anything to do with that.
Yeah, I was disappointed to hear about that. That's the one thing that like I could feel. I would say like if there's one thing that upsets me the most, it would have to be that there is no anti-glare coating, because I understand the use case, from the perspective of if you're going to buy this and you want thin and light, you don't care about the S Pen, you don't care about the zoom camera, but the anti-glare coating is such a great feature on the Ultra, and I use it all the time. So I would really like to see the anti-glare coating there, but it is not available on the Edge.
One thing that annoys me?
What's that?
They act like every time they come out with a phone, the AI stuff is new. But every phone, I mean, it's like, it's not new to that phone. Like, what?
Yeah, there are no new AI features, although they did say that the AI capabilities that are available on the Snapdragon processor gives them a way to manage the battery life a little better on this phone, but still only having the same battery life as the base S25, which is what they told us. It's around the same. I would say that's not great. It's not exactly ideal. I would like to see a little bit better battery life than the base S25, but I mean that's kind of makes a lot of sense. Now, another question that I asked them, because I know a lot of people were asking about this earlier in the stream and I couldn't talk about it, is that this is basically, yeah, they have anti-glare screen protectors, but it's not really exactly the same as having it built into the display. Also, I don't really like screen protectors. So if you're someone who doesn't want a screen protector and it's not built in, then you don't really want to use that. You missed the beginning of the launch, and I'm showing some of my hands-on photos that I took in New York. The price is $10.99, as you guys saw. Samsung explained to us that I asked them if this was going to be like a regular launch that they were going to do off-cycle, and they said no, that they probably plan to incorporate it into the larger S portfolio. I asked them if this could replace the Plus, and they would not commit to that, but they said that it definitely fits between the Plus and the Ultra, and that eventually some more consolidation could make sense. But they didn't say for sure that they would replace it. So I know a lot of people were interested in that, so I did ask that question just so people could get some kind of interest, in that and get some things about that. I will have a video tomorrow with my hands-on as well, so you guys can see some of my hands-on thoughts. We have a lot of articles over at Sammy Guru. Let me actually link to some of the better. These guys are posting everything right now. My hands-on article with all my thoughts are right here. If you guys want to check this out, it's got a little more formal writing here. If you guys want to see that, you can check out some more of the shots and more of my detailed thoughts. We weren't allowed to upload any camera samples, so I wasn't able to really give any camera impressions. I did take some photos, but I couldn't upload them, so I couldn't really analyze the quality of the photos. So I don't really want to comment on that just yet, but keep in mind, it's the same 200 megapixel sensor that's in the S25 Ultra, and that's also in the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition that I have, and it takes pretty good photos. So I'm not too worried about the main camera photo quality, but obviously the loss of an ultra-wide camera might be a little bit of that could be a little bit of an annoyance for some people who want that ultra-wide performance. So that's potentially a concern, I would say. That's my thought on
Are they
it.
done with it? Wow.
What's that?
They're done with the stream already.
Yeah, it was only going to be like a 10-minute deal. And also, I was going to comment on this. Samsung, a lot of people were asking, why didn't they put the telephoto? Because I asked this as well. I was thinking about it. The reason that they didn't put the telephoto is just because it's too big of a sensor to fit in that small body. So a lot of people in my session for the hands-on were asking about why no telephoto. And it's just not possible from an engineering perspective. That's what Samsung told us. And that's the reason why they weren't able to do it. So could they do it in future years? I mean, maybe, but it is an engineering challenge to fit the telephoto in there. I do like this camera module though a lot more, like I said, and I would really like to see them expand this camera housing to other Galaxy S devices in the future. I don't know exactly how this would look on an Ultra because obviously you've got 5 cameras in the camera rings, but I don't like the camera module on the Galaxy S25 proper series, so it would really be nice to see this housing come to the S26. That's my personal opinion. Here's another nice photo of all the colors together. You can see the blue is definitely a different shade than it was on the Ultra. So if you're leaning towards the blue. Oh, I also took a comparison of the bezels. You guys can see here the S25 Ultra versus the S25 Edge, the bezels around the device. They're about the same, honestly. In this photo, my Ultra is on the right and the Edge is on the left. And you can see they're about the same in terms of the bezels around the front. So you still get those thin bezels. You still get the titanium frame. You get the Gorilla Ceramic too. It felt really, really solid in hand. I don't feel like there's a durability issue. I was trying to not bend it obviously because this was a hands-on. Samsung invited me to. I'm not going to try to bend the phone, but I was using it and just trying to see if it felt like there's any wobble or creak in there. I didn't feel anything like that. It feels super solid. So from that perspective, I don't think you have to worry about there being any durability issues with the Edge. I don't think there'll be any durability issues with this device. So that shouldn't be a concern that anyone has. I don't know. What other questions people have? If you're thinking about ordering, drop some questions. I'll try to answer them. I was able to spend an hour and a half with it, so I have a decent amount of thoughts about it. Have people been able to get through? No one has submitted the verification form yet, so maybe no one is buying this phone. Maybe not a single person. Maybe not a single person is planning to buy this phone, and I just misjudged the interest entirely. But given there was 300 people signed up, I feel like someone will buy it, probably, right? Hopefully, someone will purchase.
Couple, 2 or 3.
You would think so. You would think at least a couple people will buy this phone.
Some
So
people saying their site won't load or something won't load. I don't know if they're talking about Samsung or your verification.
what won't load? Wait, what? Oh, let me scroll down.
They just said it won't load. I don't know what they were.
What won't load, Larry? I don't know what you're saying will load. I mean, it really depends. These are for 2 different types of people. What are you trying to submit? What won't load right now? The verification page should load. I mean, I've been able to get through. Everything's working on my end. I dropped the link directly to the page as well, but the verification page is here. You guys can go and find the Google link there as well. Go and click it. Oh, it wasn't Larry. I'm sorry, Larry. It's Miss Tech Boss who said that. There's the verification page. The Ultra is not really targeted at the same people as the Edge. So, I mean, obviously I'm buying one, but that's because I do this for a living. If you buy one, maybe it's because you're an enthusiast or you just don't need the S Pen. You don't need all those cameras. The only thing I would say that would make me pause, I'm going to put my SIM in the Edge and use it as my main phone for a while. I don't do that with every new phone I get, but I'm going to switch from the Ultra to the Edge when I get it. I'm going to miss the anti-glare display, though. The anti-glare display is so obvious because I have so many phones sitting on my desk in front of me. And, like, the difference between the Ultra and the iPhone 16 Pro Max, like, just look at the reflections. Look at the reflections on the iPhone 16 Pro Max versus the Ultra. Like, it's insane. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about not having the anti-glare display. Well, Bob, I would say if you see no reason for it, it's probably not for you. Samsung heard this feedback from a lot of probably younger people who are on the go, who don't mind having a battery pack or charging up, who just want a thin, light profile. Potentially a lot of women might like this too, because they don't really make big pockets on women's jeans, A slim phone slips nicely into the pockets. This phone is not going to be for everybody, for sure, but Samsung obviously believes there's a market for it, because otherwise they wouldn't have brought it. They wouldn't have brought it to market. I don't think they would have brought this to market just to say they have something equivalent to the iPhone 17 Air. I just don't see. I don't see why they wouldn't do that, because it wouldn't make any sense if they didn't think people would actually buy it. So we'll find out. Oh, here's a one I took of the S Pen versus the Edge. Look how
Oh,
close this is.
geez.
Look at this. It's pretty close to being the thickness of the S Pen. It's like maybe 1.5 S Pens. You can really see how thin it is right here by looking at it next to the S Pen. These are some nice shots I took right here with the S Pen. I took quite a few of these because I thought it would make a dramatic comparison for people to see how nice it is in terms of the thinness. What would Miss Tech Boss? What would it load if the verification or the form don't load? Let me know, because that would not be good. I want people to be able to get through and fill out the form and stuff. So hopefully we'll at least sell one of these, because I only ordered 300 cases. If I have 300 cases left over, it doesn't make me a little angry, but yeah, it's okay. I feel like it's an upgrade to the iPhone 17. What do you mean? I mean, the iPhone 17 for me would not be an upgrade for anything, because I don't like iPhones and I don't use them for anything. So, but I'm going to try to share a few of our posts over on Twitter or on X, on Facebook, and all of our stuff we did at Sammy Guru, so people can see those. And then if you guys have questions, drop them. I'll try to answer them.
I still don't understand. I'm just looking at the Galaxy Club thing on the page, and I still don't understand the guaranteed upgrade credit being, it says 50% of the
It really
original
doesn't make any
MSRP.
sense. You know what I mean?
Because they
It
always
doesn't
give
make
you
any
like,
sense at all.
I mean, they
It
always
makes
give
no
you like
sense, really.
70-ish%, something like that. I mean, if you trade in last year's phone, it's like $900 usually.
It's insane. This industry is absolutely insane right now. That's what I would say, is this is an insane industry. I'm trying to get out a few of these posts on our socials just so people can see that we actually do have things about the Edge, and hopefully people are like, maybe I should buy an Edge and get a mystery box. Why not? Yeah, it was really cool going to the event. This is the first time I ever got invited to something with Samsung too, just from a personal perspective. I've worked really hard covering Samsung for a long time, and to finally get the opportunity to be there and get some hands-on time, even though it wasn't a big Unpacked event, obviously, but it was still really fun to get invited and get to go to New York, and obviously have, oh, Miss Tech Boss, don't go through the Verizon site. You can, you can go through Samsung to do it. Go through our link, and Verizon is on there. You can order through Verizon using Samsung. Maybe you're talking about that. Maybe you're trying to go through Samsung and trying to get the portal to load. I don't know. But you can go through the Samsung page. That way you can still get the mystery box. You can always go through the carrier pages on our site and do things that way. It's easy to go through there and do that. Lots of people clicked on the links from my text message, but like no one has submitted the form yet. Like 750 people have clicked the link so far, which is insane. It's absolutely insane right there, but no one is really. Oh, let me see something really quick. If we go to the verification page, if we go to the page on Sammy Guru, can you actually, this will take you to the page, I guess? Yeah, it does. Okay. It takes you to the page. Just making sure everything's working there. Questions? Does anyone have questions? I mean, I'm going to stream as long as people have questions, I guess. If not, if there's no interest, then we'll go back and we'll get ready for the foldable launch, which is fine. This was a one-off launch, and I thought it might do okay, but if no one has interest, we'll get ready for the launch in July, which, people always have interest in that. Again, Adam, it's not really targeted at people who want the Ultra, though. That's the thing. Samsung doesn't see much overlap between the Ultra consumer and the Edge consumer. That's the fact of the matter, right? People are just they're not targeting that demographic, because those people want the S Pen, those people want those extra cameras. Those people don't mind having a thicker phone that's heavier. They're not targeting that kind of demographic. I understand what you're saying, but obviously if they released it, they had some research suggesting someone was interested. Several thousands of people were interested, and they don't see any overlap between the Ultra and the Edge consumer. That's what they said when we talked to them. We had a chance to talk to them and get their thoughts on how they see the product, and that's how they see it. They don't really see any overlap between the Ultra and the Plus consumer and the Edge consumer. So I wish I had taken my Plus to New York, but I forgot it. That was the one thing I forgot. Is I did want to get like pictures of the Plus, but I didn't get any pictures of the Plus because I didn't bring it with me, which is unfortunate. But
Oh,
I did get plenty of comparisons to the Ultra, but not anything for the Plus. Let me check in with the guys on Slack here. I need to add the product page to the verification page. All right, let me do that now. Colin, let me know if people have questions. If people have a question,
okay.
just read it to me while
Yeah.
I'm doing that. Can you do that? Okay. I got to go to the website and like put this new link on the page real quick.
Somebody said they didn't see the VIP Advantage offer when I tried the shopping cart.
The VIP Advantage offer?
What is that?
What is that? Is that the one you mean? You're talking about if you have a VIP membership with Samsung? I'm not sure which one. What
I've never used it, so I don't know.
I mean, with our link, you should get the $50 bonus credit, even if you didn't reserve. You should get the free upgrade to 512, and you should get, obviously, you qualify for our mystery box if you use our link to order. So you get the case, the screen protector, all that other good stuff. Hey, I'll be honest with you guys. If you order an Edge and I only get like 100, or if I get less than 100, I'm probably going to give everybody 2 packs of screen protectors because I mean I'm not just going to have these sitting around. Why? I mean I'm not going to do anything with them. So you know. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about, Bob. I know what you're talking about. Sometimes at launch they don't have all the offers ready. Samsung is notorious for that. So if you want a particular thing, just make sure you maybe wait a few minutes. These are not going to sell out. They're not supply constrained on these either. I asked them if they had like a low supply at launch, and they said no. Samsung doesn't lie about that kind of stuff either. So they're not like Apple where they're like, we only got like 5 of them. You got to order now.
Are you gonna
Apple's like,
watch the?
if you don't order now, it's not going to ship until Christmas. And the phones go live like in September. It's like, are you serious? Like, I mean, we know
Are you
you
gonna
guys
watch
like.
the Android event tomorrow?
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what Android event is tomorrow.
Are you talking about the Sony event? Is that what they're talking about? The Sony event?
I didn't know.
am going to watch
I
the
don't pay
Sony
attention
event,
to
but I think
Sony.
that's actually tonight my time. I have no idea what time it is because I went to New York and back in like 36 hours. So I like
And now your
changed
clock's
time
all broken.
zones, and I'm like all messed up. Like I have no idea what time it is. I don't know what day it is. I'm just like trying to get done with the launch, so we have everything good to go there, and then I can get back to like my daily grind of getting ready for One UI 8 and getting ready for the July launch, which is obviously much bigger because there's a lot of dedicated foldable fans. So I didn't expect this launch to be as big as the July launch for sure, but I did update the product link on the verification page, so that's good to go if you guys check it out.
What kind of car are you driving now?
Android Show? Oh, you mean you mean Android Show, the podcast? I
Oh,
listen to it every week. Yeah. I always listen to Android Show. Is that what you're talking about? The podcast? Pre-ordered it, 512 silver. There you go. Oh yeah. I'll be checking out Google I. We'll be covering all the Google I/O stuff, of course. So all week we'll be doing Google I/O stuff this week. Awesome. People are finally getting their orders in. That's good news. I'm glad people were able to order their phones. All right.
I really do like the seamless updates.
Seamless updates are fantastic. I'm going to get One UI 8 on my international S25 Ultra, hopefully tonight. I haven't had time because I've been so busy, but I do have that early build of One UI 8. I just need to change my region CSC in order for me to flash it. And once I do that, I'm going to have One UI 8 and I'm going to make some videos before the beta comes out. Everybody else has been getting out on the fun. Unfortunately, with the Edge launch, and then I got into a car accident, I haven't had a lot of time. So I haven't flashed it yet, but I will. So the Edge launch kind of took some precedence since we've got to do the mystery box stuff.
Always crashing into stuff.
For some reason, people don't want to work for free. That's the thing. It's like I tried to get the writers to work for free, but they're like, no. They're like, I'm like, you guys don't get it. It's like you could work for free, and then we don't have to.
I don't have to pay you.
We can
that seems
then
like it works for both
like
of us.
then we could put out more content and like we don't have to do promotional stuff and then people will be happy. And the writers are like, no, I can't work for free. And I was like, you guys don't get it, but like I thought you got it, and they didn't get it. So
They didn't get it.
unfortunate. Yeah, I should have skipped the car accident. There's nothing I could do about that though. I got rear-ended and bumped into the person in front of me. It's not exactly wasn't really my plan last Monday to get into a car accident, but
She totaled though.
sure. Well, that is nice, but not everybody will write for free. Hey, if people want to freelance for free, I'm happy to give you a chance. But hey, the guys I have are very long tenured journalists. I'm just joking, and they know that. I have no problem paying them good money to write. They've been doing this for a long time. Sumit, Abnav, all the guys who write for us, you know, they do an amazing job. I would never want them to work for free. I'm just saying, if you got to pay people good money, you got to make money somewhere. Every other blog makes money by running ads, and that's not what we do. So. Any other questions? I don't know. Other questions? The battery spec, 3,900 milliamp hours. But like I said earlier, Samsung told us that it gets battery life, quote, equal or on par to the Galaxy S25 base model, which does not inspire a lot of confidence from me. So I obviously had an hour and a half with it in a room where I couldn't really do anything. So it's not like I could really do a lot of stuff. But that was sorry, I don't know what I'm saying. Someone's trying to message me here. But that was not a time that I could really judge the battery life. Let me answer this really quick. Hold on, sorry. No one's even here right now.
I think I guess if you're used to the battery like of an S25, but I mean, usually you get a bigger phone, you're used to the battery being better. But I guess if you're kind of willing to compromise for small phone battery life on a bigger phone, then Alex says I have plenty of super fast chargers, no issue there. Oh, what's the charging speed on it? Jeff is deep in thought.
Oh, sorry. It's I think it's the same as the. Let me double check the spec sheet. I didn't ask that at the launch, but let me actually double check.
25 or I think it's probably 25.
I think it's going to be 25. Yeah, hold on a second though. I got to pull up the spec sheet because I don't even have it. Someone asked me. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep the Ultra, but I'm going to try the Edge as my main phone for a little while.
Yeah, it's 25 watts.
Yeah, 25 watts. That's what I just
And
said.
then wireless charging 15 watts.
Yeah, so that's basically what you expect from the base, the non-Ultra models of the S25 series, which makes a lot of sense. That's something I should have asked during the hands-on. I didn't even get a chance to look at the spec sheet because I just assumed that it would be on par with the non-Ultra S line, which it is.
Yeah.
So, the cases are pretty thin. Let me actually show you guys the case. Hold on a second. I'll get the case that I have for the mystery box. Hold on a second.
Higher battery temp? I haven't, but I have the One UI7 on my S25 Ultra. I just turned it on, updated it though, so it blew up with notifications. That kind of warmed it up.
Dang, I don't know what I did with the box. I made a video on it, and then I don't know what I did with it.
I think if you have an Ultra though, I mean, you're almost downgrading, losing the S Pen, losing battery life, a camera.
This case is pretty thin, honestly. This is one of the cases that's going in the mystery box. got a nice little protective. It's
Wait,
got some
hold
different
on.
colors. It's got
Enlarge.
Qi2 on it as well. Wireless magnetic thing on the back. TPU, hard TPU. Good
Is the
cutouts.
is the Edge official G2 ready or
That's
compatible or whatever?
that's another question I need to look at the spec sheet for. This is
I
one
guess
of the problems
15.
with this is one of the big problems with it does not have the Qi2, but it's Qi2 ready. It's on the spec sheet as well. So it does work with the case.
With the
like
compatible, yeah.
Yeah. I figured because that's why I got this case. I remember seeing that. I don't have the D-brand one yet because you know what happened, Larry, is they haven't shipped those yet. I haven't seen a shipping email for that. I have not seen the D-brand Edge case yet. But this one's very thin. So if you put this case on the Edge, it's not going to be that bad. Like, look at this compared to the Ultra. This is my Ultra case. Look at the Ultra case versus the Edge case. Like, it's like twice as thick.
Jeez.
So you can see, like, it's just a significant, even with a case, like, it's pretty thin. So even you could rock a case on this and it's still going to be like, you're going to get the benefits of buying the Edge, I think. So it's obviously not going to be as nice as if you just rock it without a case. Obviously, that would be the best if you could just rock it without a case, but you do get some benefits. It's still a lot thinner for sure.
Have you had any temp issues with One UI 7? Squiggly says they've hit a few temp alarms when fast charging on an S24 Ultra.
Any temp issues? I haven't. I've heard some people have said this on older phones. What is it? S20? Which one?
24 Ultra.
I haven't had anything on the S24 Ultra. The S23 Ultra, I maybe have had a few issues on there because I've been using that a little bit more to try to test One UI 7 because I didn't use it for a while, obviously, because I have so many phones. It has been a little hot on the S23 Ultra, and also One UI 7 is not quite as smooth on the S23 Ultra. Battery life's not quite as good. But my S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra, pretty reasonable, I think.
I think the One UI Beta 7 or One UI Beta 7, One UI 8 beta is going to start before September. We're expecting it sometime over the summer, midsummer. Or somebody said One UI 8 beta starts in September, but weren't we kind of expecting that in like July or August?
Probably July 9th is going to be the launch. I mean, I don't know. So I'm not telling you something that's like under embargo or secret, but the Korean media has said that it's going to launch in early July, and Samsung usually does it on a Wednesday, and they're probably not going to do it the Wednesday before July 4th weekend because they're supposedly going to host it in New York again. So that would mean probably if it's not going to be the 2nd, it'll probably be the 9th because the 9th is still early July, right?
I consider summer between June and August. After that is not summer. So if I say midsummer, it's like I said, like when I refer to like summer, like midsummer, it's like July because like I don't know, for some reason I just consider summer from June to August. I guess maybe it's because I haven't been out of school that long and that was summer break. So
yeah, I'm glad I don't teach anymore, so I don't really care when people take summer break. But Tori does. Speaking of Tori, where is that guy? That guy's always slacking these days. I told that guy, like, Tori, what are you doing, Tori? Like, we're gonna have to just like. I'm just kidding. Tori is finishing up his teaching. He'll be done like in a week and a half or so. He's gonna be in the office like every day. Tori's gonna be like joining the Sammy Guru team pretty much full time over the summer. Since he's not teaching a summer class at the high school, he usually teaches one, but he's not. So Tori will be joining us full time over the summer, doing various things. We got a lot of fun stuff planned. I know people think I'm lying about Sammy Guru Rewards going live, but it is going live. And we have an entire redesign for the homepage too coming soon. That's already done. It's just got to get set live. So.
Not doing beta 8. I want to keep my good luck features this time. Maybe by then, good luck will be in the Play Store and it might be a little bit more open.
Good luck is in the Play Store. It's already there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'm late.
They did it like right after One UI 7 like started rolling out to most phones. So like I think a month ago or so, it went live officially. and now it's like completely global for the most part. One UI beta starts in September. No, it's going to start later this month or
That
early
was the that
July.
was the that was the comment I was referring to earlier.
Yeah. One UI beta will
Somebody
start later this month or early June.
somebody said, what was
This is
Sammy
good.
Guru
Sammy
Rewards
Guru
again?
Rewards is going to be an easier way for you guys to claim the mystery boxes and a lot of other stuff you'll get for free too.
Did you
Daily
say later this?
wallpapers, a bunch of other cool stuff. So
Did you say later this
yeah.
month?
For what? The beta? Yes. The rumor is that it starts late May.
Oh, I thought we said July.
Tarun Vats, who is very reliable, he tweeted earlier last week that the beta has been accelerated to late May,
Ooh.
which was surprising to me. But with all the leaked builds that have come out, it's not that surprising. So we already have all these leaked builds. Sammy Guru Rewards is going to be awesome. You guys will have an easier way to claim mystery boxes. You'll automatically be able to get rewards for any Samsung product you buy the whole year, not just phones. You'll be able to get wallpapers every day, a bunch of free app codes and stuff. I'm working with some app developers. It's taken a long time to implement, but it also cost me quite a bit of money to have some developers do it right, but it's life. I feel confident we'll make our money back. I have some other ideas and plans and surprises for Sammy Guru. Hey, we've only been doing this full time for a year. I've been gone from the university for a year. I've been doing this for a year, so I'm very happy with where we are. We could always be doing better, but I can't complain. With the progress that we've made thus far, it's been pretty good. So,
I mean, you can always be doing.
one person submitted the verification form.
Jeff has 299 cases left that need a home.
I have 299 cases that have a home. If we get less than 150 people, I'm giving everybody 2 cases too. So, I only used it for 90 minutes, MS Tech Boss, but in the 10 minutes, I did like a dry run through of like regular stuff. I couldn't install my regular apps on there, but I used like a bunch of stuff that I would use, went through the settings, changed some things. It lost 4% in 10 minutes, which is kind of a lot in my opinion. I'm not going to say that this is obviously this is not a production device that I use on a daily basis with my own apps, but I'm a little worried that it's not going to be everyone's favorite battery life experience. But yeah.
It's going to be a super thin phone that everybody's going to have a thick battery case on. It's going to defeat the purpose.
Well, I would say if you have an S24 Ultra, you're not really in the market that they are trying to hit, probably. Again, they don't see the Ultra users as like the demographic they're trying to target. They really want to target people who, are more interested maybe in the Plus or the base model, but they want a bigger screen. And they want something that's thin. So they want a big screen, but they want something that's thin and light. Think about it this way. Everyone's thinking about like, if I wanted I'm going to stick with my Ultra because it doesn't offer anything else. Think of it this way. If you already have a base Galaxy S24, S25, and you were like, oh, I'd really like to have a bigger screen, but I don't want to have a much heavier phone or a phone that's a lot bulkier. Well, then the Edge makes a lot of sense because you get a bigger screen if you go from the base model to the Edge, and you don't have to really increase the weight and necessarily the profile in your pocket. Obviously, the battery life is about on par with the base model, so the battery life probably doesn't concern you, and the camera experience really isn't that much of a downgrade if you're going from the base model. So I think this is really people who are on the base model or the Plus. You'll probably get 2 cases in Mistech Boss. I'm pretty sure you'll get 2 cases. I'm guessing we're going to have considering that very few people have submitted so far, probably 50 or so this time. I was hoping for 100, but maybe 50 Edge boxes. That's okay. Because, I mean, luckily I have partnerships with case manufacturers. I don't pay a ton for the cases, but I was hoping we would have at least 100, but it might be around 50 after the end of the month. I mean, you don't have to buy it, right? I mean, I don't know why people are upset about the product. If you don't like it, you don't have to buy it. You can stick with the Ultra. I think Samsung is trying to appeal to other demographics, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm buying it because, I am obviously someone who does this for a living, so that makes sense. But if you're not someone who does Samsung tech coverage for a living, maybe you don't particularly need this device or want this device, which is fine. So, I had a lot of fun going to New York. I think the device is interesting. for the right person, but it's not for everybody, is what I would say. So, anyway, any other questions? Otherwise, it's like 18 people left. I can go home and eat.
Questions, comments,
Since there's
concerns?
25 cases, well, they would all be duplicates because I don't have 25 distinct cases. Not all duplicates, but the colors would be. It'd be like 3. You'd have like 8 of the same case over and over again because I only have like 3 distinct colors, I think. So I didn't invest a ton in these because obviously I know that this was not going to be the massive launch that we have in the other parts of the year. So it wouldn't have made sense to buy every case in the world. So
Dang it, that's not what I wanted to do.
I don't know. I guess we'll end it because it doesn't seem like there's not that many people. Colin, do you have anything else you want to add? I'll tie up any loose ends.
I want to kind of see what the battery life is like before I decide on one. Now that I'm kind of out.
Well, I'll give you some. I'll give you some thoughts on that for sure. So yeah, it's an interesting device. I think it'll be fun to play with. I don't think they should have called it the Edge though. I don't think it's a good name. I think they probably should have called it the Slim, which was their original
S25 Slim.
Yeah,
S25 Lite.
Like that's what they probably should have done. Is they should have went with calling it the Slim. It would have been a better way to do it, I think. So.
S25 Ultra Lite.
That would have been a good name for it too, honestly. S25 Ultra Lite would have been a good name for it too. So I could definitely see that being a quality name for it.
Anybody else?
Any other questions people have? I don't know.
Thanks for streaming. No problem.
Yeah, we had fun. Yeah, we will definitely do another one in July for the bigger Unpacked event. Of course, I really don't know what's going to happen yet because I'm probably going to be attending that one, and then I've got to figure out if I'm going to.
Might be live on location.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to do that though from the audience. That's going to be crazy. We have to stream, obviously, because it was very valuable last time, and a lot of people saw the mystery boxes from stream.
You can feed me and Tori inside information.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. I could do that. We might do that.
Do you know what time that one is?
Tori will be available for that one because it's the summer. So maybe you guys will stream and we'll have to figure it out. Anyway.
Do you know what time that one usually is? Is it afternoon like this or is it?
No, it'll probably be in the morning, I guess. Probably going to be like 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. Eastern.
Might have to take the day off.
I'll pay you some extra money to take the day off. So that way you don't have to lose any money. I'm not sure. We'll see. So, well, first of all, the Saturday live stream became the Friday live stream because my son doesn't like Saturdays, but we'll see about Friday. We'll see if Tori is going to be here. I've had a very crazy week, so I don't know. I don't even know what time it is, and I've got to deal with all this stuff, fallout from the car accident. I'm driving a Hyundai Santa Fe right now, which I'm not enjoying.
Why not?
Not really. Huh?
Why not? I have a Hyundai.
Do you? Santa Fe?
No. It's an Elantra.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's just, it doesn't, I can't really, the freeways here in Arizona, you need to be able to like get out in front of people, and you can't really get out in front of people in a Hyundai Santa Fe like you can in a Audi SQ8. I can't cut people off and do things I need to do in the Santa Fe like I can in my SQ8. That's the only thing. Otherwise, I mean, the interior is nice. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got Android Auto.
You can, but you might get rear-ended again.
I'll probably get another accident, and then luckily I have accident forgiveness with Progressive, but if I get in another one, then my rates are definitely going up, and I don't want that.
Does it still affect you even if you get rear-ended? That wasn't your fault.
Well, if you don't have accident forgiveness, even if it's not your fault, they still apply some kind of rate increase, but luckily it won't affect me.
That's stupid because doesn't it? Your insurance doesn't have to pay out. Doesn't the other guy's insurance have to pay it?
They do, but remember the lady in the front who's trying to get money for medical, if she gets anything, that would affect me, but it won't because I have the accident forgiveness.
That still seems like it should be on the person that started the whole chain reaction deal.
Well, really, there was some people who dropped some stuff in the road, and that's why she was braking. So,
Wait, so the person in front stopped, and then it was like boom, boom, boom?
Yeah, they stopped to avoid some PVC piping that fell in the road.
One guy was following too close, and wrecked everybody.
Yeah, she was falling too close, but she really couldn't get out of the way because they dropped all this PVC piping, and then I was
I
right
just,
behind her. But I
I just,
stopped. I
yeah.
stopped. I didn't hit her. And once I stopped, though, the people behind me couldn't react in time because it was obviously raining here in Arizona. People can't drive in the rain because they have no idea how to drive in the rain, and so then everyone crashed into me, and that's what happened. So.
I just know in Virginia that it doesn't matter why you rear end somebody. If you rear end somebody for any reason, you're automatically at fault.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, since they bumped me, I was stopped. I didn't really rear end
Yeah.
her, though.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people behind
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like I
I
feel
mean,
like she should be going.
they can prove with physics that I was stopped because the front of my car has almost no scratches, and the
Yeah.
back of my car like is completely destroyed. So obviously, I was crashed into, and then I tapped her. Her claim that she's injured is absolute trash. I mean, I barely
Yeah,
tapped
they
her.
should.
The
Yeah,
only
there's no
reason she
damage
has
to the
any
front.
damage to her car is the Toyota RAV4 has a wheel on the back, has it mounted, and I tapped into the
Uh-huh.
wheel, and that shattered her back windshield when the wheel tapped into her windshield. Because
You
when
hit
I
the.
got bumped into her, that I bumped into the tire, and then that shattered the windshield. That's the only damage she has.
That
She has
that
no
tire
other
probably
damage.
absorbed all that impact too. You probably
Exactly.
she
And so she
definitely
didn't
can't
really
claim
even
that.
get like if I'm not injured, and I got hit much harder. And
Yeah.
then she can't be injured. I have no injury at all. I mean, I was a little sore for a day, but I'm not injured. Anyway,
She's like, oh God, my neck, my back.
yeah, she's like, she saw my car and she's like, I'm sure this guy has good insurance. I think I'll just get $20,000-$30,000 of free money. Why not? Yeah. So there you go. All right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Anyway, all right. I'll see you guys. Make sure to check out the website if
Yep.
you're interested in the Edge, and we'll try to stream this week too
Yep.
as well.
We'll try to get that podcast back podcasting.
Trying to get it podcasting. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
All right.